So, Caitlin Clark was obviously spotted in Miami. And not only was she seen on the Aaliyah Boston Instagram story, spotted in a picture with Lexi Hull in Miami. Why is she in Miami? In like 2 weeks, the Team USA camp is going to be on. I'll be saying, why is she there 2 weeks early? I don't know. Maybe she wants to go on holiday in Miami. Like, maybe she wants to go meet her team because then she's locked in. Like, my assumption would be the smartest thing she could do is she's been working on it all off season.
Caitlin Clark was recently seen in Miami weeks before the expected start of Team USA activities, and the sighting quickly caught fans' attention online. The moment gained traction after Aaliyah Boston shared an Instagram story showing Clark relaxed and spending time with Lexi Hull. That short clip was enough to spark widespread curiosity. Fans immediately began guessing why the sport's biggest young star would arrive in South Florida so early. Some believe it could point to informal team workouts or private preparation ahead of national team events. Others think it may simply be personal training or downtime with teammates. Right now, there is no confirmed explanation. Still, the timing has fueled conversation about the direction of the Indiana Fever and how Clark is preparing for the upcoming stretch. Because of her influence on the league, even small appearances generate outsized reactions. Supporters see every move as a possible clue about team plans and season readiness. Whether this visit connects to training or is just a routine trip, the buzz shows how closely fans are tracking Clark and her circle. Her presence alone can shift attention across the WNBA, and moments like this keep interest high as the new season approaches.
One thing that I'm like a little bit concerned about is how often Ari McDonald is being seen, around Fever circles. I'm like, damn, I don't want Ari McDonald back. But at the end of the day, they can. But obviously, Aaliyah Boston has posted about the full Fever team. So she's posted that the full Fever team in the top right hand corner and some coaches, obviously at Unrivaled, KK Timpson and stuff. So obviously they're there.
So why Miami and why now? With Team USA camp starting soon, Caitlin Clark showing up early has people wondering. On the surface, it could be simple. Miami is a popular training spot, offers warm weather, top facilities, and privacy. For elite athletes, that kind of setting is ideal for staying sharp before a major commitment. There's also the possibility she's connecting with teammates from the Indiana Fever. Off-season workouts and informal meetups are common, especially for players who want stronger chemistry heading into a new year. Some suggested she take real downtime before the next grind begins. If she chose structured prep over rest, that would point to focus and routine, not necessarily strategy, just discipline. At this stage, there's no confirmed hidden agenda. It may feel calculated, but for high-level athletes, early preparation in a place like Miami is often just part of the process.
At Unrivaled, KK Timpson and stuff. So obviously they're there. I'm still very confused about what's the purpose of KK Timpson being in Miami. Like, look, I'm very, very low on KK. I was really high on KK and I really didn't like watching her play in Prague. Like, I think when it comes to KK Timpson, like, this was the year where it's like, I think she needed to play a full season. I think she needs to play a full season overseas because it's the intangibles. Like, her feel is not there.
What makes the Miami workout stand out is who showed up. This wasn't a random mix of players running drills. It looked more like a near-complete roster of top talent. Aaliyah Boston and Angel Reese were heavily involved. Even Brianna Stewart, who has been dealing with injury, took part. For Stewart, getting live 5-on-5 action before heading overseas is valuable preparation. When that many high-profile names gather in one place, it suggests purpose. These kinds of sessions can help sharpen timing, build trust, and test combinations long before formal camps begin. It didn't look like a casual off-season run. It looked organized, competitive, and serious, the kind of early work that can shape chemistry and influence how teams perform once the season tips off.
I think she needs to play a full season overseas because it's the intangibles. Like, her feel. Her feel is not there. Like, the feel for KK is the difference between KK being attitude seems to be perfect. Athleticism, S tier. Ability, shot blocking ability, elite. Offensive rebounding, elite. Free throw shooting, solid. Finishing, very solid. Like, everything tangible KK Timpson should be great. For me, I'm really worried about the intangibles, and I do feel like her playing in Unrivaled for the year doesn't help with that.
What really caught attention was how many familiar faces showed up in Aaliyah Boston's posts. It wasn't just a couple of teammates. A large group from the Indiana Fever appeared together, along with staff members such as KK Timpson. That kind of turnout doesn't usually happen by accident. When players and coaches gather in those numbers before official activities begin, it points to planning and shared purpose. These sessions can be used to review concepts, strengthen communication, and lay down expectations well before training camp opens. Naturally, it leads to speculation about what's being discussed, rotations, defensive schemes, leadership roles, or simply team standards. But at its core, it looks less like casual workouts and more like early groundwork for the season ahead. When so much of a roster and staff are in the same place at the same time, it signals intent. Whether it leads to a major leap forward will depend on how that preparation carries over once the games begin.
It looked like in Unrivaled, she was like going to put up 10 points a game. The Rose are going to be good. The Rose are a 500 team, and Lexi Hull is literally the lowest in points per game of all players in Unrivaled. She's last. So like nobody's giving her a huge contract. 500k a year, sure. And then like I don't think Sophie or Ari are going to be like if there's I have a weird feeling that the neither Sophie or Ari are taking the expansion draft. I think it's extremely likely. I think it's extremely likely that the Fever lose Chloe Bibby and Chrissy Wallace, because they're the only players that aren't unrestricted free agents.
Even with all the energy around these early workouts, some fans have noticed something else: the repeated presence of McDonald around Indiana Fever activities. That alone isn't proof of anything. In professional sports, former staff, advisors, or league-connected figures often appear around team settings for many normal reasons: scouting, mentoring, networking, or informal visits. Still, when a team is under a bright spotlight, every familiar face draws attention. Supporters naturally start asking questions. Could there be shifts coming in coaching strategy? Is the front office exploring new ideas? Or is it simply routine off-season interaction being read as something bigger? Right now, there's no confirmed indication of structural change. But when expectations are high and momentum feels fragile, even small details can seem meaningful. That's the reality of a team operating under intense public focus. Every move gets examined, and every appearance sparks discussion.
Like if there's, I have a weird feeling that the neither Sophie or Ari are taking the expansion draft. I think it's extremely likely. I think it's extremely likely that the Fever lose Chloe Bibby and Chrissy Wallace, because they're the only players that aren't unrestricted free agents. And because I think they're going to protect KK. If they lose KK Timpson if they don't protect her, and I actually, because the contracts all come up to the rookie minimum, I actually don't care if we lose KK. I thought, because originally they were going to say rookies were on their original rookie contracts, and I was like, man, 3 more years of KK for free. But I'm like, KK on a rookie minimum when you can get like a Stolke or a Vance Luton.
Adding another layer, KK Timpson's presence in Miami with the team is raising questions. Her development has been a major point of discussion. Many observers feel she might have benefited from a full overseas season to sharpen her skills, refine her court awareness, and gain consistent competitive experience, the kind that's hard to replicate in short training stints. Timpson's athleticism and raw talent are unquestionable, but the finer details of her game, decision-making, positioning, and anticipation, still need work. This Miami session isn't just a casual gathering. It represents a key moment in her growth and could shape how she impacts the Indiana Fever moving forward. As a result, debates about her trajectory are intensifying. Will this early integration accelerate her rise, or will it expose gaps that need more structured development before she can consistently compete at the highest level?
There seems like the bond is still there, and that's one of the things the Fever had that our teams don't like. Everyone jokes about it, and I'm like, the power of friendship. Talking about the power of friendship, but like, it was a thing. Like, it is a thing. Yes, teams can win if their players don't like each other. as professional sports teams. Everyone knows that. But it helps if teams like each other. It helps. Especially with all those injuries. Like, if the Indiana Fever did not have... Like, if their whole team were not on... if they didn't like each other so much and they weren't playing for each other, like, the Fever were donezo. Like, they would have been...
Lexi Hull's place with the Indiana Fever is also under scrutiny. Though most analysts see little chance she'll leave, her recent performance in Unrivaled, where she ranks near the bottom in scoring, reduces her bargaining power for a big contract elsewhere. Once considered a potential departure, Hull's current standing now makes a strong case for her to stay in Indiana. This isn't just about contracts. It reflects how the league's economic realities are reshaping player decisions in real time. Team rosters are increasingly stabilized by these financial factors, forcing players to weigh opportunity against market value.
Back. Unpopular opinion, I don't think this team, if they run it back, has the talent. Because I think I think everyone being a free agent is going to form a super team. I don't know where it's going to be, but I think there's going to be a super team formed. Like, I have this scary feeling it could be in Dallas. But I still don't think Dallas are going to be ready. Like, people are like talking about the damn UConn reunion in Dallas. But like, the only thing is that unless Dallas literally gets Stewie or Fee, that's not going to happen because Azare is probably going to be cored. And if Fee's considering leaving, she's going to be cored. Like, and it would probably take you giving up AZ Foot in that scenario. But
the upcoming expansion draft is creating a lot of uncertainty for the Fever roster. Many expect that Chloe BBY and Chrissy Wasi, both free agents, could be lost. Teams face tough choices, having to protect key players while letting promising ones go. A decision that's as emotional as it is strategic. If these players do leave, the Fever will need to make smart replacements and adjust their game plan. The draft isn't just a formality. It threatens the team's continuity and has consequences across the league. There's also debate about whether to protect KK Timpson. While her talent is clear, some argue that if her contract returns to a rookie minimum, losing her might not be disastrous. The team could find similar talent, like a Stocky or Van Gluten, in the second round of the draft. Decisions like these aren't just about individual players, they're about managing the roster and cap space wisely. Beyond contracts and strategy, the Miami Gathering highlights the strong bond among Fever players. That connection, their friendship and trust, played a huge role in their performance last season. Despite injuries and challenges, this unity helped them compete, reach the playoffs, and win key games against teams like Connecticut and the Sparks. For the Fever, success isn't just about skill. It's about heart, grit, and solidarity. Their foundation is built on personal bonds that make them more than just a team. The Fever's deep camaraderie is especially important for players like Sophie Cunningham. While her status in Miami isn't certain, league insiders are closely watching the futures of key free agents, including Ari. The bigger question isn't just who gets drafted, it's who stays to preserve the team's unique chemistry. Most feel Sophie and Ari won't be taken in the expansion draft, signaling how much the Fever value their role in the core group. This isn't just about talent, it's about keeping the team's delicate balance. Every player's presence matters, and their impact goes far beyond stats. The Miami get-together highlights how carefully the Fever are managing this. Last season's bonds, forged under pressure, are something management is determined to protect. Decisions about free agents and expansion draft protections reflect how much the team values its foundation and the chemistry that drives its competitive edge. At the same time, there's a growing sense that simply keeping the same roster may not be enough to chase a championship. While the team's unity is strong, the raw talent might need an upgrade to stay competitive. Maintaining friendships is important, but building a championship team also requires strategic moves. This urgency is intensified by predictions that WNBA free agency could form a super team, potentially reshaping the league. The Fever face a critical moment, balancing loyalty and cohesion with the need to evolve and remain contenders. The next big move in the league is full of uncertainty, with whispers that Dallas could be the destination, possibly tied to a UConn reunion. But such a move would likely come at a high cost, maybe even giving up a player like Azora Stevens. This isn't just a trade. It could shake up the league's balance of power. For the Fever, the goal is clear: keep the core intact while making smart upgrades. The most urgent need is at power forward, potentially replacing Natasha Howard. Even small improvements like adding depth to the bench could make a huge difference. It's not about overhauling the roster, but enhancing it in key spots. A healthy Caitlin Clark paired with smart additions could be the key to success. Caitlin Clark is also the clear MVP favorite. Despite early career challenges and the pressure she faces, her impact is expected to be massive. This isn't just about awards. It's about how she changes expectations for the Fever and the league. Her potential provides hope amid the team's uncertainties. Meanwhile, the MVP race itself is stirring debate. Azeroth Stevens is currently favored, but the idea of Paige Backer winning has been criticized by many. Most point to players like Alia Boston or Kelsey Plum, who are leading 500-plus teams and performing consistently at a high level. The argument is simple. Performance and team success should drive recognition. If top performers are overlooked, it raises questions about the fairness of awards. This isn't just about a trophy. It's about recognizing real impact and consistent performance. The debate shows just how subjective sports honors can be. So what does the Miami Gathering mean for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever? It's far more than a casual meetup. It's a strategic session, a team bonding event, and a planning meeting all at once. The early arrivals, the presence of key teammates and coaches, and discussions around free agency and roster upgrades all show a team intensely focused on the future. This isn't only about chemistry. It's about building a team capable of contending for a championship. Every detail matters, from conversations to player decisions. Sophie Cunningham's free agency and the possibility of a refreshed roster are central to this planning. Even if she wasn't in the same footage as Caitlin, her role in the team's strategy is critical. The Fever are trying to maintain their core while making smart, targeted improvements. This Miami Gathering reveals a franchise thinking carefully about its next steps, balancing loyalty, strategy, and team dynamics. Every decision, from early camp arrivals to free agency predictions, could shape the season ahead. Friendship and unity have carried the Fever far, but strategic, high-impact moves will be needed to reach the next level. The countdown to a breakthrough season has officially begun.